Hey everyone, welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by CAR, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristen, and Julie, and today we are going to be covering our week 2 of competitions. Yeah. We're back, baby.
Can I just start out with a bang?
Yeah, let's go.
We're going to start out with a bang because they're going to see Annie this weekend, and I feel like I have to start out with this. I was in Escondido, California last weekend with Rainbow, and Annie did her solo for the first time. She was Act 428 Maldición. She dances at Signature. She was Elite Star Solo 15 to 19, and she won first overall and Rainbow Dancer of the Year. Crushed it. I knew she turned it on in the wing. I saw her go from smiley, everyday girl next door Annie in the wing to fierce Annie in 2 seconds, and she walked out on stage. I told everyone in the group chat, hey, one of our CAR proteges is about to go. Like, it's her first time doing her solo. Get excited. Everyone stopped what they were doing to watch it, and rightfully so, because afterwards, brilliant. Her costume, mom made.
Ugh, shout out Val.
Shout out. It was so good. And she said that she literally was rhinestoning it the day before. What? Can you believe it?
Yeah. I didn't watch it. Nate and I are waiting. No, did you watch it?
I saw it. She put it on her story.
I don't want to watch it yet. I want to see it live.
I wanted to see it live, but I saw it and I saw a second and I was like, oh, I can't stop watching.
Oh, yeah.
It got me.
Yeah. We had one of our photographers go side stage, and then we also had a photographer on the table, like with the judges taking photos. So it was cool to see the side stage shots versus the front table shots, and seeing a leg hold on stage from the front and the side at the same time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Congrats, Annie. Crushed it. We're big fan.
Yeah. I'm excited to see. Signature will be at Ultra this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see those performances. Okay. So we all three were at Ultra Anaheim for the kickoff of our second season at Ultra. We love that. And I want to talk about the cutest routine ever. It was our competitive small group musical theater age 5 and under from Rika Dance. It was their Encanto routine. And when I tell you, I'm pretty sure it was across the board all of these kids' first competition ever, and they were fired up. I got a chance to talk to them after their performance, and every single one of them, it felt like they were at Disneyland that day. You could tell. They were so excited. They were telling me that I'm dressed as Mirabelle, and she's my favorite ever, and you could just tell they had the most magical day.
My favorite part was being my favorite character is Mirabelle.
They were just the cutest. I always love getting to see Rika dance. They always have those great routines that like have a storytelling element, but also they're just like fun for their kids. So I'm excited to see like those little girls grow up because they were so cute and they had the best time on stage, and it was a good routine.
Cute.
Yeah. So congrats, ladies.
I love that. That's adorable. Okay. I have one. This is Miss Alyssa. She was number 266, Vienna. She was in the ultra competitive 9 to 11, so that's a junior, right? And I was watching this whole junior ultra competitive competition from like the big flat screens in the lobby, you know? And I just kept reminding myself, like, these are literally juniors. Like, they were stunning. Everyone, they were just so incredible, and to think they're so young was absolutely insane. Her movement quality is what really got me. That was my big thing this weekend. I was talking to the judges too, and they were really looking for movement quality because everyone at this point was so good that weekend. So you're like, okay, well, what else can we like look for, you know? Because everyone's technique is on point. Everyone has their performance. So like, what's that extra little thing that makes a mature dancer? Movement quality. And she literally was 11 years old, and the way she moved through things and her like just gooiness and her like, it was beautiful.
What else over in Escondido caught your eye?
It was Act 209, Sweet Dreams from Miss Sue's Dance Company. Crazy that this happened. These dancers, it was their first competition ever, you guys. And some of their soloists had performed the night before. They excelled in the skills for a Stars of Tomorrow group. The judges were completely unanimous on this, and they actually received a level promotion on stage. So they then bumped up to Rising Stars And they crushed it even harder in Rising Stars, and they ended up placing second overall in the high point for that. They crushed it, and the choreographer was so excited and so proud, and we were just so excited to be able to experience that with them, because that's something that is rare, I feel like, and that's happening now, and studios are getting level promoted, and it's really, really exciting, and the kids were fired up on stage. We presented them with a certificate, they took a photo, and their performance was incredible. They wore this like blue, not like satiny, but it was like a see-through fabric with like velvet stripes on it, and it was royal blue. So pretty. They started on a table with a white cloth on it, and then the dancers came out from underneath, and their gymnastic capability, their acro tricks were insane. They were doing alisacones and like switching spots, and I was like, I can't even do that. Can you teach me how? But they were great. Congratulations to Miss Suze. They crushed it this weekend. They were really great.
We love a level promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I want to talk about from Ultra this past weekend was Act 259 Black Swan. This dancer's name was Aurora, and she's from JDI Dance Company. Not only did she receive first overall, but she also received a power performance. So at Ultra, you guys know we have that golden buzzer-esque type of element where our judges can hit that, and we get that live judges commentary as soon as that performance is over. This dancer, I think, encaptured the perfect way of why we have a power performance. It's that type of routine where from the second it starts, you're just mesmerized. And I think across the board, we all were like, whoa, this kid is special. Everything from her eye makeup to her costume was flawless, but what I loved is she was perfectly imperfect. If you go through her photos and you go through her video, feet are flexed in certain positions. Like, she's doing all these beautiful tricks and all this beautiful dancing, but in such like a contorted and cool way. And that, I think, again, she was a junior. So finding that movement quality at such a young age to be able to execute that, not just beautiful lyrical or beautiful contemporary, but to incorporate that and then add those little quirks is so, so impressive. So congratulations, Aurora. Well-deserved win, well-deserved power performance, and I'm excited to see you again later this season.
All right. One of my other favorites from Ultra this weekend was called Bring That Back from DSAPA. This was in the 12 to 14 age division. So still very young to be like this on it. You know, and I saw a lot of these dancers also in like a contemporary group, and they're so beautiful. And then they come out and they smash a hip hop routine. I'm like, period. Versatility.
Yeah.
You know, we love to see it. And I feel like that's very new, I think, because when I was competing, like, it was like comp hip hop, and everyone would make fun of it. It was like the shorts and the flannel and the combat boots, and these kids like not knowing how to move their body, and so that was very much a thing. So to see them now, like in actual hip hop clothes, like they were in this all white with like a spray painted like almost jumpsuit feeling vibe. It was really cute, and it popped on our background so nicely. The white like sweatsuit situation, it was tight, and they just went off. And to think that like, oh, then they also can throw on like this beautiful lyrical costume and like get in their feelings and be lifted and have beautiful extensions, like I love that. Like, cheers to their teacher too for really pushing that versatility, and I love that that's becoming a thing in these comp studios now, that they're really pushing. We were talking about ballroom last week too, that like they're not just focusing on their ballet, their contemporary, you know, like they're really getting in there for that hip hop. And if you want to go into the commercial industry after, like that's mainly what you're going to be doing is your jazz funk and your hip hop, your ballroom, all that stuff. So to set them up for a commercial career, if that's what they want to do, that's pretty tight. I love it. Love to see it.
We love it. The last one that I want to talk about is actually one of our proteges again, Katie Albright, but she had 3 solos, so I couldn't pick one because she's so versatile in the way that she performs in each of her solos that I saw her first one and I was like, okay, that's for sure my favorite. And then she did her tap solo and then I was like, no, actually this one's my favorite. And then she did her third one and I was like, no, I like that one more. And I was like, so I'm just going to shout her out because she performed wonderfully and it was her first time doing those solos, and she's just a charismatic performer, not only when she's talking on the microphone, like when we did interviews with her in Pigeon Forge, she just knows what to say right away, and she just keeps going, and she trusts herself in an interview aspect. And then when she gets on stage, she turns it on, and you're just believing everything that she's putting out onto the stage. And I want to be like that too. So like when I'm watching her, I'm like trying to take notes of like, okay, this is how you can be charismatic as a person every day. There's just something about her. And her mom actually posted, so I was able to get those side stage shots.
That was such a good shot.
Yes. She did her like single stag moment. I don't know what they call it these days, but when I was growing up, it was a single stag, by the way. So she was doing her like single stag, and our photographer at the judges table got that shot as soon as she hit that peak. And then Brandon, who was side stage, got the same shot. So it was cool to see it from both angles.
And it looked great at both angles. That's the thing. Like sometimes, especially with leaps, depending on the angle, it's like, oh, that's a hit, that's a miss. And both of those shots, I was like, okay, work,
so
Katie.
Crisp.
It looked so good.
Yeah.
And I think the coolest thing, like we talk about seeing our proteges at competition, you can use Katie, you can use Annie, any of our proteges, seeing their versatility and just their confidence and their technique and their style evolve within the last year of learning from all these different choreographers, doing all these different kinds of pop-up workshops and learning how to work that camera angle. You can tell because their performances are showing that. So congratulations to them. And if you have any of our proteges that just got accepted into our program, make sure you get that registration, everything done, because it's really an incredible opportunity to further you as a technical dancer, as a commercial dancer, and just overall, I think stage quality. You learn so much.
I completely agree.
I think it was also dope. I think you had them like all come on stage and you took a picture with all of them.
Yeah.
It was so dope to see that they're all from different studios, but the fact that they cheer each other on so much, like not only at convention when like they're not competing, but like at competition, they comment on each other's videos, even though they're from different studios, like that connection. And what we talked about, just having as many connections and making as many like moments with people, because you never know who's going to be in the industry. You don't know if they're going to end up on a job, maybe Katie's choreographing and one of the younger kids, she can book them, you never know. So to make these connections and then have that support system at comp too, no matter what studio you're from, I think that's really special. It's really awesome to see them have that sportsmanship, even though they're from different studios.
Even Mariah Humphrey, who dances at Signature, but that was their optional competition this past weekend. So not only did she go and compete with her high school team, she went to Escondido to support Katie and Annie and her whole team. And then they drove all the way out to Anaheim to support Berlin Gonzalez, one of our other proteges. And it wasn't just her. I think Jordan came out too.
So many people.
Like so many people came out. And that I think was like the most heartwarming thing of it all, is not only do these kids get to travel together and make those bonds during convention season, but it carries over to comp season. And it's such a cool morale to feel in the audience and to feel that energy throughout the competition of like, doesn't matter where you compete, all these kids support one another and they're learning from one another. And I think that's the coolest part.
Yeah, and not Annie's mom, but Mariah's mom was like, "Okay, let's get this picture. We're about to bounce. We're gonna go to Anaheim to catch Berlin solos." And I was like, "Maybe I'll finish loadout in time and we can all go together." But it was just cool that they were like, "Okay, racing to get into the car."
Yeah. Speaking of Berlin, we need to talk about what went down at Ultra Sunday night. It was crazy. Okay, so. Luckily, I was covering MC at that time. We have a new hire, so I was the one that was actually working the music. So, as you know, most of our seniors do like 2-3 solos. So, every once in a while, you'll see multiple come out. Love it. Miranda from Cutting Edge comes out, does her first solo, Vienna. Stunning. Scores great. Berlin comes out, does her first solo. I think it's called Heavenly Father. Stunning. Literally tears in my eyes. Boom. She gets up there. Highest score of the night. We're like, cool. Everyone's doing great so far. Okay. Then later on, obviously a couple acts follow. Berlin comes on and does her Wicked Games solo. Okay. Power performance. Everyone's going crazy. Her score bumps up to the top and we're like, cool. She just won. Congrats. That was an insane performance. Immediately after that, Miranda from Cutting Edge walks out for her last solo and it was Passage, and insane performance. Gets a power performance and beats Berlin. And this is all within a matter of 5 minutes, you guys. I was shaking.
It's back to back.
Everyone was like, the audience was going crazy because it's that live judges commentary plus that live score going back and forth. And as you can tell, I'm like still kind of shaking. I'm still shaking because it was so cool. And it was cool that it was the both of them. They both have had such a different journey when it comes to their competition careers. And this is both of their last years on the competition stage. So it was really special that they both went out with a bang. They both killed their performances. And I think it was just like, it couldn't have worked out better. Both of them were outstanding, equally deserving of those power performances, and congratulations to Miranda for getting that first overall. Berlin, we always love watching you.
To everyone in that category, honestly, like, props. Everyone was stunning.
We are excited to move into our season for 2023. We are thankful for you guys to continue watching and supporting us. If we see you on the road, make sure you come say hey. And as always, make sure you're following us at Playback Podcast, CART, Rainbow, Ultra, and DAC. We can't wait to see you on the road. Bye.